Hello and welcome to episode 11 of The Lonely Litter. My name is Laura and this is my podcast. I am The Lonely Litter, named because I don't have any real life... Oh, dropped a stitch, brilliant way to start. I don't have any real life knitting friends and I really wanted an outlet to talk about my knitting, and yeah, this is what I came up with. I sort of started watching some videos, found the online community that is just so supportive and so friendly, and thought I might join in. And so far it has been lovely. I have met quite a few lovely people already. I've been chatting to loads of people on Instagram. I've done a few mini skein swaps. I've been having an absolutely great time. So thank you very much for anyone who has come and spoken to me, left a comment on one of my videos, or commented me on my Instagram page. My Instagram is on my Instagram account, whatever. My Instagram is The Lonely Knitter, and on Ravelry I am Laura Robertson, and I have set up a Instagram. My brain isn't working. It's been a long day. I've set up a Ravelry group called The Lonely Knitter Podcast group. So yeah, come and find me over there, chat. There is a giveaway running at the moment. I have showed the things that are in the giveaway in the past, and I haven't brought them down from upstairs to show you today, and I've just put my toddler to bed. So I don't fancy going up there, walking past her room, and possibly, if she's not quite gone off, waking her up. I'm really sorry if you can hear the dishwasher in the background. I'm hoping it's not too noisy, it won't annoy anyone, but it's on. And this is the only time I could record, so, and the only place I could record, so hopefully it won't annoy anyone too much. If it does, then I'm really sorry. It doesn't happen most weeks, and I will try not to let it happen again. If you are watching me for the first time, thank you so much for coming and joining me, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I'm not a big podcast. I don't have tons and tons and tons of followers, so everyone that does come and give me a big chunk of their time, because my videos do tend to run along quite a bit, hopefully you'll enjoy it. But I really appreciate people who are willing to spend that amount of time with me. I'm just going to try and move the camera. No, that's worse. The light behind is really... Is that okay? I'm not too in the dark now. Ooh! I hope that's okay. It's just me in my kitchen with no bells and whistles. I am recording on my iPad. I have no special equipment, no special lighting. It's all artificial light because it is now 8:25 and it is dark outside, so I have no choice apart from my kitchen with the lights on. And my phone is blowing up with Instagram. Oh, fine. See, I feel like I'm in the community already, because I can't go half an hour without a couple of people chatting to me on Instagram, and it's brilliant. I just feel like I'm making friends. So this week I have no show notes. I am very unprepared. It was either record without show notes or don't record at all, because I just haven't got the time. I haven't had the time this weekend. We've been crazy busy for the last couple of weeks, and it's getting late. I would like to have a little while with Chris, that's my fiance, just sat on the sofa watching some telly, or just be able to have a little bit of downtime before I go to bed, but after my little girl has gone to bed. So this is my chilling out time. So let's talk about finished objects, because I have some. Really chuffed this week has just been like ploughing through my wedding hearts. So I'm sure I've shown them before, but I'm knitting little hearts for my wedding as favours and decorations. I'm aiming to knit 50. I've got it's a relatively small wedding in the day. I've got quite a few more people coming to the evening, but it's only 44 adults or 42 adults for the daytime, and that includes me and my fiance. So I need a little heart decoration for each one of those adults. The children will get other things, so I wasn't going to do them a heart. And then I would like a few left over to maybe put on my seating plan, like hang on there. So these are what I'm making. So I have shown these before. These are the ones that I've done already, so not many, only 5. These are all from Nora George Yarns. Now I don't know if they're ones she's dyed, they may well not be, because she has a section on her website where you can get mini skeins, mystery ones, and so these were 10 gram mini skeins I think, and they're £2 each. So I had just bundle bought 5, and they came in a little pack, and they did say I think it could have been from her stash, it could have been old ones she'd dyed, it could have been old ones she'd bought, it could be anything, and it's none of them were labelled, just random 10 gram mini skeins. I do not have many mini skeins in my stash, or I did not have. I have got quite a few now. I did not have many mini skeins in my stash, and I really wanted some for this project. I could have taken a lot of minis off of my sock yarn that I have, and I have done a bit of that, but not too much. And I have got a lot of sock yarn scraps. Just coming a bit closer to see if that helps with the light on my head. I do have a lot of sock yarn scraps, but I really didn't want to duplicate. I really wanted to just have one of each yarn. So these were the 5 that I think I've shown before on the podcast. All knit from those minis. Those were not done this week, so those are not this week's FOs. However, there are some done this week. So this, I have a little bag. I'm trying to be organised and keep them separate from the old ones just for now, so that I could show you which ones had actually finished. There's a couple more in here. So I have a little bag stuffed full. So I'll tell you where they come from as I go through. There's some more Nora George yarns in here. There's a couple made from my stash and a couple from swaps. So this one was from a sweet lady who did a swap with me. Well, actually, she didn't do a swap with me. I posted about these on Instagram, and she very kindly said, do you need any more mini skeins to make them? And I was like, yes, please. She was like, how much yarn do they take? And I was like, 5 grams each. And she said she would send me some. She didn't send me some, she sent me 20. I talked about them last week, and a few other little extras as well, with no obligation. She didn't actually give me her address until when she sent me the package. She included her address in the package, even though I had asked for it. So she was made it very, very clear not to give her anything back unless I wanted to and was able to, which was so sweet. So I sent her back a project bag that I made years and years ago that doesn't get much love around here, just because I have other bags, and some of my stitch markers that I made, and 10 mini skeins from the sock scraps that I have. I didn't have 20, so that's why I put in the other things, but I really wanted to have something back, and those were all scraps that I had already made socks from, or got yarn put aside for, no, made socks from and made a heart from, or had yarn put aside to make a heart from. So I haven't missed out on that at all. She's just got back extra from my yarn. So this one came from her, very sweet lady. This one was also from her. This one is probably going to go as the favour for my brother-in-law. There's other things with the favours as well, it's not just this, but this is probably going to go to my brother-in-law to be. It's in the Norwich City football colours, and he is a very big Norwich City football fan. So is my fiance, but he probably won't have a heart. He doesn't care about the hearts. There's this one. This one came from a very lovely lady that I swapped a bunch of mini skeins with from Sweden. I found her on Mina, getting it right this week, the Knitting Expats podcast group. She has a thread in her podcast group that says, that's like a self-managed mini skein swap, where you can put in there what you're looking to do, what you have and what you want to swap, and other people can say, oh, I'll do that with you in your private message. So Mina's not involved with that, but it's just a little forum where you can go and find other people who are thinking likewise. So this one's from Sweden, or the yarn is. This one is Fibre Space Scrumptious, which I think is silk. I can't remember. I didn't have the wool band, I just remembered what it was, but this was from my stash. This is also from my stash. I'm so glad that I had enough yarn to make this. This is special. This is from a mini skein. I showed a few weeks back that I'd finished a pair of socks, that were knit in Bakery Bears yarn, and the main body of the sock was knit in After All This Time, no, Autumn Term at Hogwarts, and the cuffs and toes were knit from After All This Time, which is, I think, is the Snape inspired colourway from Kay at Bakery Bears. And I had enough left this is a 20 gram mini, I think 20 grams, not 100%, that came with the 100 grams gain. And yeah, I had enough for the cuffs and toes on that pair of socks, and a heart, and tiny little bit left, which I'm going to put into another pair of Monster socks. Oh, I'm just sitting here losing stitches on my cardigan. So that's that one, which I'm just in love with, and might have to keep and put as a decoration, not as a favour, because I love it so much. And I don't know when I'm ever going to be able to get any more, if I'm ever going to be able to get any more, because I don't know if she's going to die yet. This, I believe, is Malabrigo, that I might be wrong, but it's old stash. This is from the very lovely lady that I met on Instagram, who sent me a bunch of minis, and then I sent her some things back. Beautiful, like pinky colour. And reds in there as well. This is a Nora George Yarns mini. And of course, all of those minis, I have had some left, and I will show you what I've done with that. This was a Nora George mini. This is another Bakery Bears one. This one goes with the After All This Time one. This one is knit from Autumn Term at Hogwarts. Because I don't make incredibly long legs on my socks, and I use the cuff and the toe from the mini, I actually have quite a bit of this left. So I've included it in 2 mini skein swaps that I've done with people, and put 5 gram minis into them, and I definitely have enough for a few more 5 gram minis to bundle up for the future as well, to swap with people. So I've got one of those out of there, and I might keep that one as well. That might be a decoration one, not a favour one. And then this is, I believe, another Nora George yarn, as is this, the same. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 of those knit this week. That's 12 finished objects. I am claiming that. Like, I'm sorry, they are small items. I am not classing all 50 as one finished object. No, because if I don't get to 50, even if I choose not to give these as favours, they will still be used in my wedding or hanging around my house, they will still be there. And they'll be used individually, or I might give them to people individually. So therefore, they are finished objects, and I am counting all of those as finished objects. I'm having it. I need that. I need it. Sometimes you just really want a finished object. Anyway, here is a very sad and lonely heart that isn't finished and won't be finished unless I find some more of this yarn, or one that really well coordinates. It's an old Regia. And when I say old, I bought it in my local yarn store when I was at uni, probably, or just before, so 2009. So about 9 years old, and there wasn't enough to get up that side of the heart, so I just need to knit up that bit, stuff it, and kitchen stitch it. So it's very sad times. I might find some in my stash or something somewhere that will go, so I am keeping hold of it. I haven't ripped it out, and we'll see. Fingers crossed I might be able to use that. So that's all of them so far. I'm actually feeling quite good about that. Like, technically, if I want to give them as favours, I only need to have like 42. Well, 40, because not including me and Chris. And what have I got? 1, 5, 17 so far. So I am well over a third of the way there. If I only want to make 42, I'm coming up for nearly half soon. So yeah, I'm trying not to feel pressure. I'm just trying to knuckle down and get them done as and when I can. And this week I really cracked on with them because I finished another item. So basically, I finished myself finished myself a pair of socks. This is the first pair of socks that I am knitting in this year's Monster Socks Cal. So if you go on Instagram and put in the hashtag Monster Sock Cal 2018, you will find loads of amazing pictures, and it is being run by, now I'm going to spell out the names because I'm not going to make a fool of myself saying them wrong, but one of the people is at, I think, OOCHA. And the other one is SMCARN. Now, I don't know if that's S McCarn or SM Khan or what, so I'm not getting into that, but like you'll find their names like commenting on everyone's pictures, and yeah, so it's a big knit along where you basically get all your sock yarn scraps out and make socks. So I made all those hearts from the 5-gram minis, the 10-gram minis and 5-gram minis, but here are all the, so this one, and this one are all Nora George yarns, and so those are the 10-gram minis, and I used probably about 4 grams ish, 3 maybe, to make the heart. So it doesn't take a lot, I reckon it's under 5 depending on the thickness of the yarn. So I had quite a lot left to do nice big chunky stripes, and I did them 2 at a time on magic loop. So I have tried this before and not enjoyed it, because I tried a method where you cast on 2 at a time on magic loop on one needle, and I really didn't enjoy it. It was really fiddly, it all came out a little bit skew whiff, and I just could not be doing with it. I'm now finished watching all of Mina, the Knitting Expats podcasts, and she cast on a knit a cuff, put that on hold, cast on a knit a cuff, then brought back the old one, put them back on one, and cracked on. So I decided to do it her way, and I loved it. No second sock syndrome for me, and it felt like they went really fast. I cast them on Saturday morning. I made the first cuff on Saturday morning, but then I had no time at all to knit them throughout the weekend. This was one of my best friend's weddings, and I just didn't get the chance to knit on them, and I knit on them maybe 30 minutes on the Sunday morning, and then I didn't touch them again until in the week. And I work Monday evenings, well, Monday lunch all the way through till 10:30 on Monday night, so my Monday evening I don't get to do it, and then Tuesday I worked 9 till 6, so didn't have any time during the day. I normally don't get a ton of time during the day because I have a toddler. She's going to be 1 in January, so she's like 19 and a half months old, 20 months old. Oh, can't remember now. But these were finished 4 days ago. What date did I take that picture? Wednesday. So Wednesday I took a picture, put it on Instagram of these. I finished them in the morning on Wednesday. So I don't get a lot of time to knit during the day once I have my little girl, so mainly just her nap time. So I cast them on Saturday morning, didn't get to knit them at all Saturday apart from one cuff. 30 minutes of knitting on Sunday, which was probably about that much of the cuff because it was interrupted as well, and then didn't get back onto them until I got a little bit of time on Monday morning. Then Tuesday evening, smashed through them on Tuesday evening, and because they were stripy they went really fast. So that's the pair. I did a short row heel. I did something different this time. I always do a short row heel with the wrap and turn. It's just because I learned it ages ago and it's easy and I remember it, so I do it. I used to do heel flap and gusset every time, back when I used to make all of my socks on double points individually. And I don't know, since I switched to Magic Loop, I don't enjoy that anymore. And I switched to a short row heel and it feels so much faster. And it fits me fine. If it didn't fit me as well, then I would probably be a bit lift off, but it fits me perfectly, so I'm not. Got a little thread coming through there that obviously wasn't woven in well enough. Just snip that off in a bit. So this time, instead of doing the wrap and turn, which I do find leaves me little holes in my sock and I do not enjoy that, I decided to do short row German short rows, because on the Floozy cardigan it has you doing short rows. I don't know if they're German. Oh, might have just made that up. I thought it was German, I'm not sure. But I had to do short rows on the shaping at the top of the Floozy cardigan by Truly Metal Designs, Libby Johnson, and I enjoyed it so much and it was so easy, and I thought, I wonder if I can do that instead. So I did, and that's the little thread that's come apart and needs to go back in. There's no holes at all. I can't see anything, just a slight, very slight ridge. So really happy with how that's turned out, and I think I'll do all of my heels like that from now on, unless I'm knitting individually, in which case maybe I won't. I don't know. I think if I'm knitting on DPNs I probably will still do the heel, flap and gusset, but otherwise I think I'm going to do that because it's so easy. And then just my ordinary toe where I start and end of the needle decrease on each side. So those fit me really well. These are all Nora George yarns. This one is some of that Fibre Spates Scrumptious Foreplay, and this one is a mini sent to me from Sweden, which I thought I'd knit a heart out of. But if I have, it's kind of wandering. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I made that up. Maybe I decided I didn't want a heart out of that green, so that's fine. So these are my socks, another FO. And then I cast on something yesterday morning and I finished it this afternoon. Well, I finished them this afternoon. They are toddler tube socks to match my socks. So I've got my first pair of Monster socks finished for the Monster Socks Cal, and my second pair finished. I saw Mina on Knitting Expert on her Instagram page. She posted a picture of some rainbow tube socks that she made for her daughter Layla. I think Layla is about a month or 2 months younger than my daughter. And I thought, why have I never thought about making tube socks? I've made my daughter socks when she was a tiny baby for novelty value before she was born, and put them on her a few times but not that much, and she grew out of them super quick. And I thought, I am not knitting socks for this little girl until the growing slows down a little bit, because it's not a lot of fun to watch them not be used. Tube socks. There is pretty much no, like, we're on, I don't know what it's called when there's no, it's like a no ease. There is no negative ease, there's no positive ease. They just fit over right now, fine, and they don't hug her too tight. So they should have lots of room to grow. There is no heels, so we're not worried about that at all. And I knit them this long and kept like, hand on the toe, but I kept like putting up against her foot and thinking, that's her foot. That's not a very long leg. Oh, let's do a bit long. Let's do a bit more. Let's do a bit more. And before I knew it, I had 7 stripes, and there was also 7 stripes in my socks. And I thought that's probably enough. And I did the toe, and so they've got the same yarn for the cuff and the toe, and then this green yarn they both have in them. But other than that, I don't think they share any other yarns, just because I didn't have enough of any of them. And I wanted them to stripe again and be matchy per pair. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one down the bottom are Nora George yarns. This one is Malabrigo that I had in my stash, and this one is the green that I got from Sweden. It's the same as in that one. I don't think I said before, the toes, cuffs and heels, and the toes and cuffs are all Cascade Heritage. I used it in my Floozy cardigan, and there was tons left over because there was only a little bit needed for the pop of colour. So here it is in my Floozy. It's the dark purple. So I still have tons left. I'm actually in the process of winding it into a ball from this cake that threw up on me. So I'll just wind that up. The socks all week have been living in my Duckpool Lane sock bag, which I just absolutely love. And my hearts all week, and still all of the new balls that I've wound up have been living in my Mrs. Brown's Bags sock sack. Another thing that I knit all of the socks and the hearts on 2.5mm 100cm length knit prosing on Magic Loop. The hearts are a Tanis Labourly pattern, that's Tanis Fibre Arts on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern. Something else I did this week for the first time was I learned how to make a centre pull ball from a thumb ball, you know, winding around your thumb, because if I tried to wind some of these minis on the ball winder, they would sort of collapse straight away because there's not enough yarn to build up and hold them together. And I was just getting a bit, I just want to see what it would be like to try and make a centre ball with my thumb, and it worked really well, and I love it, and I think it might be my new favourite thing. But there we go. So those are the bags that those were in. What I'm working on right now is still hearts and still socks. I want to make at least 3 pairs of adult socks and 3 matching pairs, sort of matching pairs of toddler socks for the Monster Socks cowl. So I've got 1 adult pair and 1 toddler pair so far, so only 2 more adult pairs and 2 more toddler pairs. This is a little baggie that I am carrying around with me for all the scraps left over from my hearts. Some of them are very, very small. That is fine. Some of them are like literally half a metre long. That is fine. What I am planning to do, because I want to do the 3, I might try and do more if I come up with more ideas, but the 3 ideas that I had was, first of all, that one, big chunky stripes. Second of all, oh, and those were totally matching. I want them to be totally matching stripes, so they are totally matching. The second one that I wanted to do was skinny stripes, and they do not have to be matching because that's a pain to have to divide up my yarn into 2 constantly. If I'm doing skinny stripes, there's going to be a lot of sewing in ends. I don't want to be also chopping up stuff. So I think I'm going to take the other yarn that I am done with in my Floozy cardigan, which is Romeo and Juliet yarn by Bums. Oh, you know when that, something just gets, your brain just disappears for a minute and you're like, what? Elm Tree Yarns, Romeo and Juliet by Elm Tree Yarns. It's the Romeo and Juliet colourway on her sock yarn, and it has, I don't think you'll be able to see it in here, but it is a sparkle yarn. It does have silver stellina in it. Can't see it, it's not coming up. So I have tons of this left as well. In fact, I've got it here. Tons of this left. I think I'm going to do a pair of socks where the cuffs, heels and toes are made from that yarn. And then I'm going to do skinny stripes with whatever I have in my scraps and see how it goes. But I'm going to do them 2 at a time because that is just so speedy, because I get such bad second sock syndrome, and this is just going to change the way I knit. And I'll make toddler socks the same, just without the heels obviously. So you'll be able to tell they're a pair because they'll have the same heels and toes and cuffs. And then I will also make a pair that are from Magic Knot balls. So I learned how to do the magic knot the other week and just learned it off YouTube, and I can't believe that it's taken me this long to work out how to do it. But I'm going to use all of those bits of yarn, some of which aren't very big, half a metre, and I am just going to make up some balls. And if I'll make up like probably 30-gram balls, and I'll find a yarn that I'll use for heels and cuffs and toes that matches across the socks, and then do like 30 grams for each, and I think that should be enough, but if it's not, I can just keep magic knotting on some more yarn on the end. So yeah, so I think those are the 2 other types of monster socks that I would like to make. What I am knitting on right now is my Floozy cardigan by Truly Myrtle Designs, which I told you about a minute ago. This has had no love. It is only getting pulled in as a whip for this week because I'm knitting on it right now. I left it in my kitchen last Sunday when I recorded, and due to me having a mild panic and thinking, oh my gosh, my wedding is next month and I have not knit any of these hearts, I have done nothing but knit hearts and then socks with the leftover scraps, which I probably shouldn't have even been doing. I probably should have been just knitting hearts the entire time. But there we go. Sat down to record this podcast. I have got a pair of socks somewhere over there that I could knit on, but this is really love for me right now, and it is in total mindless knitting mode because I know I've shown this already in the last couple of weeks, but the colour work is all finished, and I'm literally, so it's a cardigan, this is the back obviously, but I'm literally just now working down the body in plain stockinette, like with nothing going on, and I cannot wait to block this. I love it, absolutely love it. And yeah, pulled it out and thought, oh, that's so nice, and I can just knit back and forth and talk to you guys and not worry about anything. So this is what I'm working on right now, and hopefully it will see a little bit more love this week, just when I am in need of something a little bit, it's not mindless. Mindless is I feel like it has a slightly negative connotation, and this is in no way negative. Everything about it is great, but when I need something that I don't have to really think about for this section I don't have to think about. So yeah, concentrating on that right now. I am wearing my payday pullover, which is a Sweater Freak Knits design. It is, I think, still currently in test knitting. I'm really bad and haven't got pictures to her. I just got Chris to take some now of me in the kitchen, so they're horrible, you know, not outdoors, just in my kitchen pictures, but I have not had a chance. We have been running around the last couple of weeks like crazy people, and the only time when I would have been able to get it done, he wasn't here to get it done for me. So I've just got something just so I can at least feed back. But I believe that test knit is still open. I might be wrong, but if you are interested, go over to the Sweater Freak Knits group on Ravelry and have a look. It's the payday pullover. It's really comfy. The only thing I wasn't so happy with is that I feel like there is quite a lot of extra fabric in the arms. I did not alter this pattern. It's actually really hot, I'm going to take it off, but I did not alter this pattern in any way because it was a test knit, and the importance of knitting from the pattern exactly is well, it's quite major, because if you don't, then obviously how do they know if the pattern is correct? But it has this lace section at the bottom, and yeah, it's simple, it was quick, it's a DK weight sweater, and I really enjoyed knitting it actually, really enjoyed knitting it, and it came off the needles really, really, really fast. It's just this knit out of cheap yarn, because I do not have lots of money right now. Though what money I do have, I try to spend on the best things. Yarn. I haven't had tons to spend, but we've had a couple of big things to pay out for. There's a wedding, and we bought new outfits and gave a gift obviously, and spent money on drink and just had an all-round great time. And then yesterday we had a christening where my fiance was asked to be a godfather, so yeah, we've had that. And just in general, my money has, or my disposable income, because do not be worried about me here, bills are covered, things that need to be paid for are paid for, but my yarn money is tight. I was saving a little bit for two things. Duckpool Lane, who made this bag, and also the cat bag that I have shown previously. It's the same design as that one, but with cats. They were having an update, or she was having an update, and it was tonight, Sunday night, at 7 PM, and she had some Hogwarts inspired, like, Halloween bags. And they had, like, there was a bookcase one, and there was a few, but there was a bookcase one that I absolutely loved, and I bought it. So I bought that tonight, so I'm waiting for that now. There was some amazing ones on there. There was ones that had women on them, and they were like sugar skulls. A beautiful design, green and purple. The purple one, amazing. The only reason I didn't get it was because it was an extra large set, which actually I would have loved. I think it was an extra large bag and a notions pouch. I really, really desperately would have loved that one. I just couldn't stretch to it money wise. I had also spent money last night on something else, but if anyone likes the idea of that and wants to go over to Duckpool Lane's Etsy shop, do it, because her bags are really good quality. I have more than one, and I think I'm qualified then to say that they're good quality, and her customer service is really good, and her postage is really quick. Yeah, this one's I had the purple one. Sorry, my screen just went because I have low battery on my iPad. The purple one was amazing, sugar skulls, and it was an extra large, so it would have been perfect for me because I don't have a sweater bag. All I have is this bag that was given to me. It doesn't have a handle at all, and it's not a knitting bag. It was from a shop that doesn't sell them anymore. It's just a big zippy bag. I think it's for like toiletries and stuff. But I was like, oh, I really want it. I don't have a very large. All of my project bags are all sock sized or small. I was like, it would be perfect for me, but I couldn't stretch to it. And I got the one with the bookcase. It's a medium size bag with these bookcases on, and the books have like spooky things like wand making and, you know, all Harry Potter sort of inspired things on them. I'm really looking forward to it, so that's fine. That I am luckier than a lot of people, and I realise that I have a lot more than some people, and I should not be ungrateful, so I am not. But if you want a gorgeous, gorgeous bag, there might be some left. Go over there and look. There might not be, because popular. The other thing I bought was yesterday, and that is in the Bakery Bears first updates since after the holidays. So after the Bakery Bears, the Bakery Bears did her last load of dyeing and selling. I did get some in that update. She also said that, I think on Instagram, that she wouldn't be dyeing over the summer holidays, and her first update of yarn would be after the holidays. And so I was waiting and I saw her say about it, and I'd seen her updates on Instagram as to what she was going to have, and I had a serious think, because I still have a few skeins of Bakery Bears yarn in my stash, 100-gram sock yarn skeins, and they are amazing, but I'm not knitting with them right now just because I have tons of other things to knit. So I think I have a Water Sprite and a Hogsmeade Station in my stash already, so I really didn't need to buy another skein of sock yarn, but I have had an obsession with mini skeins recently, and I was considering making her, I think it's Philosopher's Cowl that they're currently running a knit along for. I'm probably not going to do that because it does take 200 grams of mini skeins. I don't have any 20-gram mini skeins. I would have to rip apart some of my 100-gram balls, and I haven't got the money to buy another set of mini skeins right now. So I bought one set of the 100 grams worth of 20-gram mini skeins, and they look amazing, and I'm very excited, and I know their postage is usually really fast, so hopefully I should have that in the next couple of days. Yeah, just in general, very happy. I am very lucky, and I know I'm very lucky. I would have liked to have bought everything that she put up because all of her yarn is absolutely gorgeous, but I got what I could afford, and I am very happy with that. So yeah, I think that's everything knitting wise for this week. I've tried to speed through a little bit this week. Hasn't been that speedy because we're over 37 minutes already, but my iPad battery is slowly dying, and I am tired, and it is now 1 minute to 9, and I would like to have a little bit of evening with my fiance. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is week in review. I've already sort of touched on this. Monday I worked in the afternoon/evening, and Tuesday I worked a full day, and then Wednesday I had a day with my little girl. I think it was raining, and we had a bit of a home day and things like colouring and Play-Doh and all that sort of thing. Thursday, boring day. No, back to swimming lessons for my little girl after the school holidays, and she loved it. She's got a lot more confidence, and she was suddenly a lot happier around the teacher. She wasn't great with the teacher last year, but she was really happy to see her this year. And in the evening we went online and picked all of our options for the registrar. So all of the different things that the registrar can say, you can pick. There's like 3 options, so like a short, a medium and a long option for each thing. So we picked our options and our music for walking down the aisle and walking out, and while the registrar is sorting everything out and while the register is being signed. And so that kind of made us feel a lot more comfortable because we suddenly knew exactly how our ceremony would be going and knew what to expect, and we have a copy of the full script of everything that is going to be said by everyone. So we were a lot more confident because we had no idea what was going to go on before that. And then on Friday in the late afternoon we met at our wedding venue, which is a hotel. It's a very nice hotel in my opinion. And we met with the wedding like events coordinator woman, and she walked us through everything and asked us tons and tons of questions, clarified things, timings, everything. So I feel like in the space of 2 days we went from not knowing anything at all about our wedding and really just not having a clue to all of a sudden, oh yeah, we know how our entire day is going from top to bottom, timings, everything, no issue. So I'm feeling pretty confident and happy with all that, and they're just things that needed to get done, and they are done now, and that just makes me feel so much more relaxed. So now it is just knitting hearts and crocheting my flowers for everyone, and I need to make some sort of buttonhole and work out what buttonhole we're having because we have no clue yet, and I was thinking maybe some sort of crochet knit thing, but it'd have to be really nice to convince Chris, so we'll see. Yeah, I think that's going to be everything for tonight, guys. We're nearly at 40 minutes anyway, so it's not like it's been a really short one, but for me it feels like I've gone through really fast. So yeah, come and find me on Instagram, especially because I'm on there quite a lot. Ravelry I dip in and out of because I can't get it to load on our home internet, so I can only do it on my 4G, and I don't always get that in the house. I'm in the house a lot, so when I'm out of the house I tend to be with my toddler, so I don't tend to be able to get on there a million times. I'm trying to get better at it, so fingers crossed. But yeah, Instagram definitely pops up on my phone all the time. So yeah, that's it. I think everything for this week. If you have managed to get all the way through to gone 40 minutes, that is brilliant. Thank you so much for being so lovely and staying. And if you haven't, then you won't know anyway because you're not here. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I'll be back next week, and maybe with show notes, maybe if I'm more organised. And yeah, I think that's everything. So thanks very much, guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for making me a little less lonely of a knitter. Bye.